again, everybody, and welcome back to Coach's Corner as the 2015 football season continues for the John Tyler Lions. They are idle this week, and then money time begins next week as JT opens play at home against White House in district play. The Lions are coming off their rivalry game with the Robert E. Lee Red Raiders this past Friday night. Lee won this year 69-38. And so JT now gets ready for this district opener. Coach Rickland Holmes is with the coach. It's tough to lose to a rival. First of all, let's just talk about, before we look at the video later on, tough loss on Friday night, right?
Tough loss, period. We are now 0-3 going into our district play, so we got to get things going back in the direction that we need to be going in. So,
lick your wounds after a game like that. And, I know it's hard for the guys to lose to their crosstown rival, but you also have to remind them that season's really just beginning.
Oh, yeah. We break our season up into threes. So first season is now over. Now we're going into the second season, and the second season is going to have to be better than the first season.
Well, and what'd you learn about your team? Because you played three very, very difficult non-district games.
We figured out exactly what we can do. We figured out exactly what we can't do. So the things that we can't do, we're going to scrap it. And we're going to move forward with the things that we can do. And we got a lot of things that we can do and we do well. And we're going to make sure we focus on that moving forward.
Let's highlight some of those things without giving away anything. Just highlight some of the things that you think you can do well.
Well, if you look at offensively, our pass protection is better than our run blocking right now, but we're still able to move the ball on the ground with the big running back that we do have, Trey Allison. We got another running back that we're going to have to make sure we get the ball in his hands also, and that's James Allen. So we got those two guys. We're going to be able to know that we can put the ball in their hand and make some things happen. And then on the defense side of the ball, we know our defensive line is going to be strong and stout. We got some linebackers that are making some good plays, but I think we expected a little bit too much out of them going into these first three games, and we're going to simplify it a lot more for them and let them play a little faster.
What went wrong in the Robert E. Lee game?
Desire to tackle, for one. Offensively, miscues, drop balls, missed blocks. Anytime you go against a team of the caliber that they have on offense, you can't miss those guys. And if you do, they'll make you pay it. As you can see with 69 points, they made us pay for it.
Yeah, and there were a lot of points in that game, but you also scored a lot of points, and you were able to move the ball in spurts. What'd you do right Friday night?
We capitalized on a lot of the deals that we know that we can do. We also took advantage of some situations that we put them in, and it came out for the advantage on our point. So just not making as many mistakes as we did the first two games, I think that helped kept us in the game early. But then, as you say, as the game moved forward, I think the mistakes start creeping back into the game, and they start capitalizing on it.
In what ways have you gotten better since week one against Plano?
Special teams, for sure. Special teams played most definitely better since game one and game two. That was the biggest bright spot to last Friday's game to me. Offensively, we stay able to move the ball. We're getting better at the quarterback position. And then on defense, we got some guys that we know going to be able to help us move forward and be able to make those plays that we need to make. So overall, I'm proud of the way that the team is coming together. I think I expected a little bit too much out of them going into the season because of the talent level that we had, not factoring in the inexperience that we did have. So the growing pains, I believe, are over, and it's time to move forward.
You know, in watching that ball game on Friday night, you've got some really, really good sophomores, some young guys out there that are going to be they're already pretty good, but they're going to be really good.
Yeah, well, we ain't got time for them to be really good. We got to be good now.
Yeah, and and that's just okay. So talk about that. I mean, I know I'm thinking about Trey Allison and a little linebacker, Dwayne Jones, who I interviewed last week. He can fly to the football. I mean, just all those guys. So what do you tell them at this point? Because, nobody's going to feel sorry for you in this district.
Yep.
And they're going to have to grow up pretty quickly.
They got to grow up. And like I told them, these first three games are going to make you be to the point to where you need to be. And I think, playing on Longview and a talented Robert E. Lee team, I think they have saw everything that they're going to need to see moving forward, going into district play, especially after this bye week where we clean up a couple of things and we get ready for White House going into the first district game.
Okay, this bye week, what happens during a bye week like this what can you work on?
Just making sure that, we take a little step back, focus in more on the details that we really didn't have time to focus in on week and week out, working in game plan and getting ready for teams. Gives us that extra week to prepare for a district opponent. We have everything that we need to have to move forward. We just got to make sure we put it all in place like we have put it in place and make sure it translates to the football field on Friday.
What about injuries this past week?
Injuries, we're pretty good. We'll be getting Greg Guerrero back, which was out with a concussion. Hopefully in about another week or two, Brandon Day to have his cast off, and everybody else will be back.
Yeah. Talk about some of those sophomores. We just touched on that a little bit ago, but who are some of those 10th graders that are really stepping up for you right
The
now?
ones that step on defensive side of the ball, you have to look at Dwayne Jones. He's a kid that has made some phenomenal plays for us. He also made some mistakes for us. But that's to be expected from a guy that plays as fast as he does and as aggressive as he does. At the defensive end position, we had a new incoming guy, Greg Guerrero, which started out the first two games playing real well for us, but he missed this game against Robert E. Lee. So we're looking at him to come back and help us out at that position, along with Tobias Marshall and Walker Franklin, a guy that transferred to us from New Caney. So those sophomore guys on the defense side of the ball are going to be able to help us out.
All right.
And they're going to get better.
All right, it's good stuff. Now, again, we'll look at some of the highlights in a moment. Just a brief thought, and we'll get into it more next week. But the White House game has kind of become a rivalry, and that's still a week away. But just kind of an early preview on the White House game at Rose Stadium next week.
Oh, most definitely. Going against those guys has been an exciting week for both sides, White House and Tyler. So knowing that that's our first district game instead of our last district game like it has been several years until last year, we're starting to beat our first district game. Knowing that we got to go in there and we got to play football. We got to play fundamental football. And at the end of the day, we got to come out that game 1-0.
All right, Coach Holmes brings along, as always, game video. And, again, there were a number of highlights offensively and defensively for the Lions this past Friday night against the Red Raiders. Lee won the game 69-38. But let's take a look from John Tyler's point of view at some of the good things that Cujo did in the Rose City rivalry. All right, let's take a look at some of the video from the game on Friday night against the Robert E. Lee Red Raiders. Here you are, Coach, on defense first, right?
Oh, yeah, on defense. This is a pretty good standstill right here for us on the defense side of the ball. Guys being where they need to be, being aggressive at the point of contact and finishing the play. And that's something that we done the minority of the night, not the majority of the night. So.
Well, and you forced them to have to go for it on a 4th and 1. Now, they scored the touchdown, but you put up a good goal line stand out there, didn't you?
He did. It's a good swing pass right here to Damian Miller, showing his athletic ability, staying in bounds and getting the touchdown for us.
You probably do you feel like you need to get the ball to Damian more, that you haven't really gotten it to him enough yet?
Most definitely. But that's going to come also with him doing what he needs to do also to get the ball. We got to make sure that as a team and as individual players that we don't take plays off and we play every play 100%.
Here's Damian right here. He's got that burst, though, to get through that hole, right?
Oh, yeah, he does. He does have that speed and that ability, being a big receiver that he is.
All right. Bryson Smith, the quarterback, out of that shotgun.
Making things happen with his feet, rolling out the pocket. Put this on here. They called it as a no catch, but I'm still going to say that Damian caught that ball. That it was an amazing catch.
It was an amazing catch.
I'm going to say he caught that ball and he was in bounds with that 1 foot as he was going out. So, but plays like that is plays that we expect our kids to make.
Right.
So, and that's something moving forward. We can build on and know that hey, we can be the team that I said that we could be at the beginning of the season.
Nice ball Bryson threw here, though.
Yep.
That's for sure. All right, on the other end of the field, got the ball at the 16-yard line.
Swing out pass right here to Trey Allison. I like this mobility coming out in space. Being able to get the ball, secure it, have it in the right position with the ball on the outside, and using his speed and his mobility.
I think the refs threw a flag on this play for holding too, did they not? I believe.
That's just little things that we're gonna have to get.
Got to clean up the penalties,
clean
right?
Up,
yeah.
That
Here's
comes
the
with
end
every
zone
football
view of
game.
that.
I like the way he kept his foot and he didn't let the first contact bring him down.
All right, here you go. The Red Raiders are kicking off. This is going to be a kick return, I believe.
Yeah.
Really good kick return.
I believe it's going to be Dontavian Gross getting this one. Dontavian had an amazing game last Friday. He played his heart out. He gave us everything that he had, and he helped put us in a position, you know, to make some plays and hopefully win this football game.
Thought he was going to take this one to the house. He just ran out of room.
Yeah. Ran out of room and too many white jerseys.
Yeah, too many white jerseys. Well, here's another look at that. On the night, Gross wound up. He also had, we'll see it later, a 91-yard catch and run in addition to this return. Yeah, turns the corner. Great job. That's a weapon, isn't it?
Almost definitely.
End zone view. Had a great crowd, by the way. See a little bit of it there.
Almost definitely. You're always going to have a great crowd for this game, year in and year out. And that's to be expected for, you know, with the support that, you know, we have in Tyler, Texas for both Robert Lee and John Tyler.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Here's Bryson. Is that a zone read or just a call draw play?
That's a call draw play right there.
All right.
Open it up, spread it out, and let him use his feet and his athletic ability, get some yardage.
So far, he has been probably, maybe is it fair to say, a little bit better runner than passer? Still needs to work on the passing end?
Still need to work on the passing end. It's a couple of miscues on ball throwing that, you know, we're steady working on with him.
Right.
Having him trust his arm and knowing that he can place a ball anywhere he need to place it.
I say that, and he still threw for 280 and 18 of 26 on Friday night. So good for him. Swing pass.
Right here to Dontavian Gross.
Making a couple of guys miss and
getting some positive yardage out of that. I like that.
Tied view of that same play. No, this is Smith. Okay.
Yeah,
easy touchdown.
Easy
Nicely
touchdown
done.
for him.
Again, did he read that or was it called that way?
No, he was reading that one that time. That
Okay.
was one of them deals where his eyes was downfield. We was actually looking to throw that ball, but, you know, he saw that crease and he has the green light to take it if it's there. You know.
Speed-wise, he's probably the fastest guy you've had in a while back there.
At the quarterback position, he probably is.
Yeah,
he's
faster than
pretty
Gio,
swift.
faster really than Greg,
Yeah.
who has had off to a great start at the University of Houston this year, that's for sure. All right, back on defense.
This is what our plan was all night, to make sure we kept these guys bottled up. Because if you let these fast guys get to the edge against anybody, no matter how fast the other team is, they're going to make you pay for it.
Who made the play there for you?
That was Dwayne Jones. Done a great job, you know, in open space.
Right.
With a great guy like Thacker, you know, making a tackle like that. That shows that your ability is also about as good as his.
And there's a term called setting the edge, right? That you know which is what he did. He made the play, but he also turned the thing inside. Where he'd have a little help, right?
That's where you got your help coming from.
Yeah. And you know, there's jobs. His job is not only to make a play, but also to be in the right spot in order to turn the running back toward the inside. And he did all that, right? Not bad for a young sophomore. He's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
All right, here's another kickoff play. They kick it deep. And look out.
Go Dontavian again.
Thought for a moment he was going to take that one to the house, cut back inside, make a couple
he had
of guys
a couple
miss.
good blockers right there in front of him too, you know.
Now you're happy about this. I'm sure Piskey's not all that pleased with his kickoff coverage, but but again, you know, Dontavian Gross can make anybody's kickoff coverage look bad. He's got that ability.
He's a dangerous guy
Yes,
with
he
the
can.
ball in his hands.
I remember, boy, they grew up quickly. I remember him being a sophomore just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
How much he's grown, along with these other guys, how they've done. But he's been doing this since his 10th grade year.
He's a 3-year veteran now, man, and you can tell. You can tell in the way he practiced. You can tell in his demeanor. You can tell with his presence in the locker room. You know, you can tell the maturity level of him versus guys who first year doing this.
At college, slot receiver, kick return type guy?
Yes, most definitely.
Is he being recruited?
He is being recruited.
Okay.
And,
he's got the grades too, doesn't he?
He does have the grades, and now we just got to get a test score to go with that.
Okay.
So,
all right.
and that's something that we're working on now.
There you go.
Like I said, the biggest improvement for us right now has been special team. I think we've been doing a great job getting better at each phase of that, week in and week out. And we're learning. We're learning what we can do and what we can't do.
Bryson was off to the races and ran into one of his own guys.
Ran into one of his own guys, you know.
But that was a nice run.
It was. It was.
He was covering so much ground, his own guys couldn't get out of his way, I guess, right?
Couldn't get out of the way fast enough.
Well, you know, again, that's a missed opportunity, though, Rick, because I think he scores if he doesn't run into.
If he doesn't run into his own guy.
Yeah, he may score.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get a better look at it here. And the good news is your guys are hard working down the field. They're trying to block for him.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just happens. That's simply a matter of one of your guys trying to get a block, and they just ran together. I think you score on this play anyway. You score on this series.
Yeah, we scored on this drive.
You go to the I formation here.
The old Allen Wilson.
Yeah, that's Allen Wilson
here.
ball right there.
Downhill, baby. Had Pierre at the fullback and Trey Allison at the backfield. So
that's a load. Those are two big boys. Trey Allison is a big kid too.
He is tall, muscular kid. Runs with his shoulders over his pads, you know. So you know he's downhill runner.
Big
I get on to him all the
back.
time about expecting contact, and you know sometimes it messes with his footwork. So that's something he's been working on.
And here's a touchdown play. Look at the extra effort here to get in.
You gotta love how he keeps his feet driving.
Yeah.
You know, at the point of contact, his feet don't stop. And as you see right here with the second effort that he gave, you get a real good view on this last view from the end zone. First contact just doesn't get him down.
Mm-hmm.
He gets stopped there, but he keeps his feet moving. Ends up in the end zone.
That was an impressive 4-yard run.
Yeah.
If 4-yard runs can be spectacular, that one was. How about that?
This is a great play right here by Dontavian Gross, man. Just showing the effort that he's given to help his team out.
They wound up calling a face mask against Lee, which kept the touchdown on the board. But this is just a brilliant play because it didn't start out on that side.
Didn't start out very good.
Yeah, when it started on the other side of the field, looked like they had him caged and kind of were going to, you know, had numbers and speed kills, as they say.
Speed kills. You know, just like when we was playing defense against him, if you don't touch our guy, if you don't touch that guy, this is what happened.
Yeah.
If you don't touch our guy, this is what happened.
Now, this is the end zone view of it, right?
Yes, sir.
Get a really good look at it. Makes 1, 2, 3 guys miss. They actually had position. He's just so darn fast.
Yeah.
That, you know, they couldn't catch him. All right,
Couldn't
another
catch him.
kickoff return. The pooch kick. Is this done again?
No, this is
James
Michael Givens. Michael Washington Givens
okay,
is
Michael
who that
Washington
is.
Givens. Okay. All right.
That's him. He's another sophomore that we're going to be expecting to use as we go through this second phase of our season.
Okay, what will he play for you?
He plays slot. He
Slot.
plays return man. You know, moving forward, we're gonna try to get the ball in his hands also, because he can make some things happen.
Mm-hmm.
He can make some things happen.
In the end zone view of that.
He's a pretty good baseball player too.
Really? Okay. Was he playing baseball?
Not quite sure when he playing baseball. I know it's more than one position he's good at.
Made an impact here.
Yeah.
All right. Lee's on offense. Show some defensive highlights.
Good job right here bottling up Zach, his quick feet and his mobility. You can't miss him. Okay? If you miss him, you know what'll happen next. So I think this was a great tackle right here by Shundrick. Coming downhill, wrapping him up, driving through.
I'm trying to remember, is Shondrick Williams a junior or senior?
He's a junior.
He's a junior. Yeah, I thought so. I thought he was still an underclassman. Yeah. You don't have that many seniors on this team, do you?
No, I don't. If you look on the defensive side of the ball, we have 3 seniors.
Yeah.
You have Pierre, Braylon, and Bryson Gibson.
Yeah.
Then on the offense side of the ball, you have Adrian Harris, Alex Bridges, Dundon.
That's kind of it, isn't it?
That's probably it.
Of course, DeJuan Bill's a senior, and he plays a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then James Allen, plays a lot, and he's a senior.
And Kadarius Henderson, he plays a lot. So,
but it's still a relatively young team.
Still a relatively young team.
Another nice play on the edge that time. And
this is Damian again. But I'm looking at them and I'm seeing what they can do, and I'm seeing what they haven't done, and now you just have to tune out the negativity, bring in the positivity, and have these kids move forward, and not let them dwell on what has happened, and let them focus on what will happen.
I almost forgot that Damian Miller was only a junior. It seems like he's been around so long that
with all the plays he made last year,
absolutely,
it kind of made him stick out.
And he's already verbally committed to the University of Texas, so he's another one. But he's got another year left next year.
Yeah.
And he is so talented. Coach Piskey would probably get tired of seeing these highlights because he's mad at his kickoff coverage team, I'm sure, right?
It gives them something to work on, man. Gives them something to work on.
Good for you, not so good for them. But your guys did such a good job. Now, who's this with the return? That's not Washington again, is it?
I don't know if that was Washington again or not.
Might have been James Allen. Is he on your kick return team?
He's not on kick return team.
I called his name a couple of times doing radio Friday night for a couple of reasons. On the offensive side of the ball.
I get to see who it is on the end zone.
On the end zone. Anyway, nice return. Not a lot of space to work with. And made some guys miss and got the darn thing out near midfield again. Yep. Here's the end zone view.
Yes, that's Michael Washington. That's who that is.
Okay.
Yeah. Good return once again.
Absolutely. And your offense out on the field again.
Good pass right there to Dundon. Good pass. So these type of balls right here where, early in the season, Bryson kind of would have floated that. Mm-hmm. But he put it in there that time, and he trusted his arm. He followed through with his throw. And, this is the quarterback that I know he can be every time. He just got to make sure he trusts himself to be that quarterback every time.
Here's that end zone view of it. Short drop. Nice ball. Let the athlete do the rest. Good play.
A swing pass right here to Jerry Young, which is another junior that we're expecting some big things out of. He was hurt earlier in the year, out with a groin, so he's back 100%. So
good for him. Yeah, I remember calling a lot of young guys out there that have futures. They're going to be around for a while, so that's good. for district.
And you're going against a senior heavy league team, man. They got some very productive seniors that are playing for them right now.
Absolutely.
So that experience is stepping in, and
I expect in a game like this too.
I expect them to do some big things, going into their first district game and finishing out that season and making some plays happen.
Well, that was again some of the great plays that JT made. Again, Lee won the game this year 69-38, so Red Raiders go on to play district games this week. You've got some time off, and again, White House next week, and you've always said this is that second season, and again, we'll talk more about it next week, but district play, it's a good district too, but money time beginning next week at the stadium against White House.
Yep, and correct you, we ain't got no time off. It's just a bye week. That's all it is. Go back, step back, take a good look at the team and what we've done.
Really
thus
go back
far.
to fundamentals a little bit this week, don't you?
Yep, and get the team back to going in the direction that we need them to go in. Make sure we make the necessary correction that we need to make off of the first 3 games, moving forward into this bye week, and then taking it a step further, going into that week of preparation, getting ready for that White House game.
What do you think about the district right now?
I think our district is strong. At the top right now, you got to have Lufkin and Ennis up there right now. Those 2 teams are playing very well right now, and they played good against some favorable opponents right now. Nacogdoches, they're going to bring everything that they can bring to the table.
And Lindale looks
Lindale. Lindale has played some pretty good football teams, fared well against a couple of them. So our district, man, you just never know. Besides the top 2 right now, which is Ennis and Lufkin.
And all these games are kind of rivalry games too, because there's enough close proximity around there. Everybody is.
The only ones that's not close to us right now is probably in the Ennis team.
Yeah.
Because they're more towards the Metroplex than they are East Texas.
Yeah. So. But Lufkin, Knack, Lindale, White House, Corsicana, all of them,
all those guys.
It's fun stuff. How do you feel right now? I know you're a little bit down after a loss like that, but get your batteries recharged over the next few days and get back to it, right?
I'm gonna need a bye week. And not only me, but my kids and my coach staff are gonna need. We put so much into this deal.
Yeah.
As a coaching staff and as a team. You put in a lot of hours, and you put in a lot of film work, you put in a lot of practice time, and you know what you have, and you expect that what you have to do certain things, and then when it's not done, it's kind of nerve-wracking because you know how well they can play because of how they practice and what they do in practice, and it's not carrying over to the field. So as a head coach, you have to try to figure out what needs to be done, what can be adjusted, because nothing really changes. You just always make an adjustment. So I take a step back, I look at myself, I look at what we're doing, and now you have to figure out, as the guy that's in control, what can I do first to take care of the things that need to be taken care of to rectify everything that's been going on.
All right, Coach, good luck. Now, next week, the Lions open district play against White House at Trinity Mother Frances Rowe Stadium. For Coach Holmes of the Lions, thanks for joining us.